5 games remaining in the regular season, the University of Delaware volleyball program remains in control of its own destiny to earn at least a share of a CAA title and the all-important bye of the fast-approaching conference tournament. The Blue Hens took care of business yesterday, beating Stony Brook in 4 sets. This afternoon, the Seawolves are out for revenge as they wrap up this weekend set in Newark. Hi, everybody, and welcome inside the Bob Carpenter Center. I'm Matt Janis, alongside our Hens All Access crew of Director Nikki Riegel, Will McCarthy, Dylan Marks, Vivi O'Donnell, and Caleb Flieger. This is Delaware Volleyball on Flow College. Delaware got off to a rough start yesterday, dropping the first set by double digits to Stony Brook, but then UD stormed back to win the next 3 and improved to 14-6 on the season. A big part of the reason why was today's player to watch. Grad senior standout Savannah Siemens, the Newark, Delaware native, did a little bit of everything as she led the Hens with 15 kills, plus added 8 digs and 3 blocks. Siemens, who recorded her 1,000th career kill 2 weeks ago, has now registered double-digit putaways in 10 of her last 11 matches and 16 times overall on the season. A leader by example early in her career, Siemens has found her voice this season and helped shake charge as Delaware had to navigate the choppy waters of that disappointing opening set. One of the reasons why Stony Brook got out to such a fast start was the play of grad senior Leonie Kuntz. The fourth-year starter turned in her 28th career double-double with a team-high 14 kills and 10 digs yesterday. Kuntz, who the coaching staff says brings the perfect blend of a raging competitor but with a happy-go-lucky demeanor, continues to be the perfect complement for her all-conference teammate Callie Moore. Kuntz is a proven winner. She hoping to lead Stony Brook to their 3rd trip to the CAA championship in as many years in this conference. And prior to college, I should say, she won 3 state titles at Webb High School in Knoxville, Tennessee. So 2 proven winners, 2 longtime stalwarts take center stage today. We mentioned that upcoming CAA championship that is now just 3 weeks away. The roller coaster ride that is the conference standings continues to produce a bunch mess at the top of the ledger. After getting swept last week, both Hofstra and College of Charleston completed weekend sweeps of their own yesterday and have moved a half game clear of UD and Towson, which enter the day tied for 3rd. Even with the loss yesterday, the Seawolves remained alone in 6th, which is also important because 6 is the magic number in terms of how many teams qualify for the postseason. Delaware controls its own destiny as they hold the tiebreakers over Hofstra and Towson, and as a result, if they win out, can finish no worse than 2nd, which means an opening round bye. And we saw last year for the Hens how important that was in their march to a conference championship. So this is a big one for both teams. It promises to be one heck of a stretch drive in this league as we are down to 5 games remaining in the regular season, believe it or not. Delaware today in the blue jerseys as they will look to continue to roll here. They have won 5 consecutive matches after getting swept 3 weeks ago at William and Mary. What a bounce back for the Hens. A dominating weekend sweep over Northeastern. And then a thrilling pair of comeback victories on the road at Hofstra. Yesterday, after dropping the opening set, we mentioned how good they looked, winning 3 in a row over Stony Brook. And this is a confident bunch, understandably so, but they know they've got to come out ready to go today. They cannot afford another lethargic open to the match. Cadence Wynn, the libero, getting her mates fired up as she takes the floor. The rotations are set. Stony Brook in the road white jerseys today. We should note, if you were watching yesterday's game, number 15, Callie Moore, who took center stage, she'll be wearing the number 6 jersey today. So that is a little wrinkle. And she is one of the stalwarts of the Stony Brook attack, 2022 CAA Rookie of the Year. She also registered a double-double in yesterday's 4-set setback. It'll be Madison Signa serving to start the day for Stony Brook. Seawolves really need this one, trying to pull off the upset as they take on Delaware. And we are underway with a service error And the Hens will start with a 1-0 advantage. Well, that's exactly how the game started yesterday for UD. Remember, their first 5 turns of serve had service errors, including their first 2 swings of the afternoon. And scrambling a bit, Raina Hughes, though, set up a beautiful opportunity. Delaware takes advantage, and it's 2-0 UD. Good to see Hughes continue to come into her own for UD. As a serve from Wynn, pretty good one. Defensive return from Moore. Backline try to put away. There is Leonie Kuntz. Kuntz and Moore both dangerous from that back line. We saw it repeatedly yesterday. And that center, which can sometimes be vulnerable, if you can find the right swing for the back, reap dividends for Stony Brook. Patso serving for the Seawolves. Johnson, a powerful swing, but a good dig from Signa. Moore can't put it away thanks to the work of Holly. And Siemens does as she finds the back line. And Savannah Siemens picks up right where she left off a day ago. And the Hens are back up by 2. What a dig there from Holly. And then the patience from Siemens forced the blockers to commit and found the opening. Here's Hannah Wright on to serve for UD. Wright was instrumental, a long service run in the 3rd set yesterday. Pretty good first serve there, but better work from Stony Brook to fight it off and allow Callie Moore to put one away. And the side out back to the Seawolves. Now the heavy action you're so used to seeing from Wright's serve did not result in a point. Here's Tori Henry serving for Stony Brook. Rogers comes near side to Johnson. And just as the game ended yesterday, it gets going this afternoon as Rogers working the edges and setting up her teammates. That time Johnson, who had the final kill yesterday, puts Delaware up by 2 as Siemens will serve. Patsos, good job to fight that one off. More the touch play, but it's read nicely by Anna Logan Gillens. Gillens right back at Stony Brook as she took a little something off, found the void in middle, and the Hens are up by 3. Beautiful serve again from Siemens. Delaware really doing a nice job in early going, and Gillens able to get another kill as a result, but the serves have Stony Brook off balance and out of system, and the Hens are taking advantage as a result. Stony Brook doesn't want to let this one get away early in this opening set after the Hens won the last 3 yesterday. Delaware has come out meaning business so far this afternoon and forces a Stony Brook timeout, so they will talk it over. Kristen Belzung in her 8th season in charge of the Stony Brook program. Kim Lambert, her 3rd year in charge at Delaware. Lambert was visibly frustrated yesterday with a lethargic start from her team. She called not 1 but 2 timeouts in the game's first 14 points, trying to stem the tide. The message was eventually delivered, but you get the feeling it was probably delivered some more after the match and before they got started today. Delaware at times has had a little bit of an issue getting out of the gates as quickly as they would like. We saw that really rear its ugly head at William and Mary, where the Hens just could not avoid mistakes in a pair of first set losses that would lead to 4 set decisions in the favor of the Tribe. That's the last time Delaware lost. They have lost just 1 time at home all season. That was against the Towson Tigers. And it came in a 5-set thriller. And sweeping Hofstra last week. They will not play College of Charleston during the regular season, so they have had success against the top of the CAA. Here's Siemens serving for UD. Patsos a good first touch. And Kuntz able to deliver near the net. Leonie Kuntz, a fine start for the Knoxville, Tennessee native. And the Seawolves continue to feed their 2 horses. Callie Moore and Leonie Kuntz, such catalysts of this attack. Gillen's pretty good in her own right. Tried the touch play, but Patsos was there. Now the freshman Quinn Anderson has Delaware unable to recover on the scramble. And Anderson, who just keeps getting better and better up front for Stony Brook, puts away her first finish of the afternoon. Yesterday, such a big part of what the Seawolves were able to accomplish. That one finds the back line at Delaware. The quick response side out back to UD. One of the things Delaware was looking for this afternoon, not to let Stony Brook go on any of those long runs. We saw 3 or 4 of those yesterday. Not much Wright could do there. Huge swing from Quinn Anderson. We said it yesterday. She doesn't look like a true freshman out there. And you can see Wright self-preservation mode there as that one turned on her and got on her in a hurry. Here's Ayana Pierre-Lewis serving. Rogers tried to catch him napping, couldn't quite do it. Backline try for Moore, finds the net, and Delaware will take the point. So Rogers back to work on serve. She's starting to string together some long runs here as we move towards the second half of the season. We've seen it more and more here as we get deeper into the campaign. Kim Lambert says her serve's a weapon, and she shows why. The ace for the Hens, who are up by 4 in this opening set. They converge in the middle, and it's back-to-back aces for Lily Rogers. Anderson and Moore were unsure who would take charge, and the sinking action continues to give fits to opponents from Lily Rogers. That one had some awkward English to it on the way over. See, almost screwball spin. Big swing from Kuntz. Wynn tried, but not much she could do. As it went around, the antenna was wide anyway. And the side out back to Stony Brook. So good start for Kuntz. That's her 3rd kill in 4 tries. And now that jump serve that she's gotten so good at. Airmails one here. We saw her do that twice yesterday. Once it had so much spin, it almost descended from the sky and landed on the back line after Delaware had moved out of the way. It ended up missing by a matter of inches, but it looked like it would go just as far over as that one did. Here's Holly serving for UD. Campbell touch play in the middle. Ooh, collision there. Wynn and Holly both seem to be all right, and Stony Brook will take the point. So Anderson gets it done. She'll set down, and Madison Signa will return to serve. Signa has played in 35 games over her first 2 seasons at Stony Brook, the sophomore from Pittsburgh, PA. Wynn trying to fight that off, and it's an ace for Maddie Signa. Dealt with injuries last year. Got a concussion late in September, then broke her nose and was really unable to get back into the lineup. But has found her role this year. Siemens' first touch sends Rogers scrambling, and it's another ace. Signa goes back-to-back, and Stony Brook has cut the deficit in half, and now Kim Lambert has seen enough as she wants a timeout as Stony Brook has its first momentum of the day. So the Seawolves finding something to smile about. Down 2 in this opening set. We'll take a break with Kim Lambert's team. Delaware up by 2, but the aces from Stony Brook have the Seawolves back in it. This is Blue Hens Volleyball on Flo College. Blue Hens out of their called timeout, holding a 2-point lead in the opening set, up 11-9 on Stony Brook. But back-to-back aces from the Seawolves. Sophomore Madison Signa forcing a timeout from Kim Lambert. We've seen both coaches look to avoid the other team getting out to a run. That was kind of the story of yesterday's match. A lot of long runs as Signa into the net. The service there gives the side out to Delaware. Hens had a 6-1 spurt in the first set yesterday, and then Stony Brook at one point went on a 12-2 run to win it by 10 points. Rogers able to fight that off, sets up Siemens near the net. But a good dig by Kuntz. Moore had it rejected, but wide, as Johnson and Hughes were both there. Neither could keep it in. And a 2-point game again as Patsos will get a turn on serve for Stony Brook. One of the really experienced pieces on this Stony Brook roster. Patsos, the grad senior. Hughes near the net, sent back. Callie Moore coming through. Doesn't matter whether she's wearing 15 or jersey number 6 today. She continues to be a problem for Delaware, as she is for everyone inside the CAA. So a chance to draw even here for the Seawolves, but a service there does them in again. Side out back to Delaware, who's up by a deuce. Hannah Wright will come on her second turn at serve. Right, another one of the first state natives on this Delaware team. Grew up in Wilmington, played it nearby Archmere. Had her serve fought off that time, but Moore had it sent back. Kira Johnson near the net. Rogers took away the line, and then Johnson in perfect position for the rejection. Another good serve from Wright. Well handled by Moore, and then a perfect set from Tori Henry gives Lewis an easy put away. Boy, that was nicely done by Stony Brook. Wright had a pretty good move on that one, and Seawolves textbook. Holly, nice dig. Hens trying to come right back at him, but it's read by Stony Brook. Rogers keeps that one up for UD. Moore again, had it sent back. And Rogers can't quite put it away. Brilliant reaction there from Lewis. And the block has the Hens scrambling. Bodies all over the floor. And Delaware's persistence pays off as UD wins the long rally. What an effort from both teams. You can see multiple bodies trying to get up and back in the play. And Lewis, who was magical to keep the point alive earlier in the rally, couldn't quite get that one over the net. Siemens, good serve, has Patsos send it over, and then Gillen spikes it down. So a 4-point UD advantage. Siemens serving for the Blue Hens. Moore off a fingertip. Win was there. Good read from Moore. Spoiled that effort from Gillens. Kuntz had it dug out on the dig from Wright. A diving try from Patsos. Not quite enough. And Delaware gets the point thanks to the hustle of Hannah Wright. Look at that effort from Wright, and a brilliant job by Johnson to get it over her shoulder and force another Stony Brook timeout. So the Hens have opened up a 5-point lead here in this first set. They have forced Stony Brook to use both of their timeouts. And Hens doing it in a lot of different ways here in the early going. Efficiency at the top of the list, as Stony Brook has seen Kira Johnson get off to a start where she's hitting 600, and a Logan Gillens hitting the same. And then Delaware's blocking presence. They're not getting a lot of block finishes, but they are spoiling what would ordinarily be easy putaways for Stony Brook. You see Callie Moore and Leonie Kuntz in that type of position near the net. Against most teams in this league, that's a finish. But they're so athletic up front and so deep. So many different players that can get involved on the block. We've even seen Lily Rogers doing it more and more. And as a result, this Delaware team, there's just so many ways that they can be successful. And Stony Brook understands that. They certainly saw it firsthand yesterday, losing 3 sets in a row after dominating the first. Try to get off that schneid, but it's Delaware up by 5 as we start to get late in this opening set. Siemens back to work on serve for UD. Henry goes to the middle. Lewis had it dug out. Great reflexes from Siemens. And then Gillens, the hammer. Wonderful effort from UD. And Anna Logan Gillens. See the smile on her face, the joy she plays this game with. Here's Kuntz looking for the response and able to power that one through Lily Rogers. And a much needed side out for Stony Brook. So the Seawolves within 5, and it's Callie Moore serving. Wright steps up to handle that one. They set Gillens, and she's sent back. Kuntz to brink wall, got a little support from Lewis. 2 in a row for the Seawolves, back within 4. Awkward first touch from Siemens. Good job by Johnson to keep it up, but it forces a send over. Allows Stony Brook to be aggressive, and Kuntz again. The Seawolves that quickly have cut the deficit in half. It's a 3-point opening set. Siemens has that one eat her up. Great hustle from Wright, but another send over for UD. Henry goes to the freshman Anderson. She couldn't put it away. Gillens will take a turn and catches him napping, going off speed. And Delaware ends the 3-0 run and back up by 4. Gary Johnson. Lewis on the descent of her jump. Still got it with her fingertips and had enough strength to get more than Delaware was expecting on that one. And a side out back to Ayanna Pierre-Lewis. Didn't get a ton of tries yesterday, but hit 500 when she was called upon. Siemens on the back pedal. Gillens, hot hand early, but Henry was there that time. Kuntz near the antenna, had to poke it high. Gillens. Whew. What an effort by Lewis to fight it off. Right back to Gillens, too much that time. And Stony Brook just keeps battling and chipping away within 2 here in this first set. That's deep, service there. Boy, after it was such a problem for Delaware in the opening set yesterday, it has been a huge issue so far this afternoon for the Seawolves. Number 5 in this opening set. Delaware had 6 in the first set yesterday. Not coincidentally, the only set they have lost this weekend. Rogers serving this time, a good one, and another ace for Lily Rogers. What are you supposed to do? The St. Louis native, her 3rd ace of the afternoon. Delaware 4 points away from taking this first set. Kuntz, big swing, continues to light it up for Stony Brook. And the Seawolves won't go away within 3 with Kuntz having her turn on serve. She's always had the power. It's the rest of the game that she's built out over her career. Whitfield Moss couldn't find an opening. Henry catches them off balance. And again, Seawolves score 2 in a row and are nipping at Delaware's heels back within 2. Wynn, good communication, a step in front of Siemens. Kuntz able to fight that one off. Anderson had it sent back at her, and Delaware gets the side out. They're 3 points away from taking this opening set. Holly, good serve. Great work from Stony Brook, but a backline try goes unanswered for Leonie Kuntz. Delaware by 4, 2 points away with Holly serving again. Just a tad too far from Holly as she swung big. And that's the freedom that this Delaware coaching staff gives, especially in the service game. Take some chances. That one did not pay off. And it'll be Signer's serving. Stony Brook needs a long run here. Down by 3. Wynn, great first touch. Hughes had it sent back. Delaware in good position, though. They set the middle. And Stony Brook was able to read it. Moore tried for the back corner, but Wynn was there. Siemens had it fought off by Kuntz. Backline try from Kuntz, sent back by Whitfield Moss. Great communication for the freshman, Holly. Whitfield Moss had it sent back. Holly kept it up. Campbell finding the backline opening. And Stony Brook again within 2. Abby Campbell, who's battled injuries throughout this season, really her entire career, gritting through it and coming through with a big point for her team. Wynn kept it under control, and that allowed Whitfield Moss to put it down. It's set point for Delaware. Caden Swin. Beauty off the tape. Patsos though down to get it. Moore had it dug out by Holly. Moore touch play. Siemens there the whole way. And Kuntz continues to do a nice job defensively. Siemens right back at her though. Patsos digging out. Long rally continues. Block at the net. And a great job by Campbell to keep it up. But Kuntz finds the net. And Delaware takes the opening set. A marathon rally to close out the first. Delaware, dating back to yesterday, has won 4 consecutive sets. And hence an early advantage. We're back with much more for the Bob Carpenter Center. This is Delaware Volleyball on Flo College. And welcome back, Bob Carpenter Center in Newark. As Delaware able to take the opening set over Stony Brook 25-21. This is the 8th all-time meeting between these two programs. Stony Brook won the first two, and the Hens have won 5 in a row. Last time Stony Brook won was in this building, Bob Carpenter Center, a couple of years ago. It was a 5-set thriller. But Delaware storming back at a weekend sweep last year and able to take the opener here yesterday in 4 sets. And now Kristen Belzum's Seawolves looking to regroup. We talked in the open about the importance of this match for both teams. A win for Delaware, and they will leave the weekend in a tie for first place atop the CAA standings. Meanwhile, for the Seawolves, they are 1 game clear of 7th place Northeastern. They've got to find a way to string together some wins here late in this season. They were able to do it last year. They won 5 straight down the stretch, including a weekend sweep of Hofstra. That was a huge emotional thing for the Seawolves. They've got a long-standing rivalry with Hofstra. The Pride, such a good program inside the CAA, but also on Long Island. And these two Long Island programs should be fun watching them square off over the years. But right now, trying to deal with a team from the first state. Holly serving to start this set. Wynn couldn't keep that one under control as she hoped, but good work at the net to keep it up from Delaware. And now the Hens an opportunity to be aggressive, but miscommunication forces a send over. And Moore takes advantage as she finds an opening in the center, and the Seawolves strike first. Whitfield Moss again making a middle set pay off as Rogers goes to her. And she puts it down, the sophomore from Alabama. It's Delaware on the board here in this second set. Moore fights that one off. Touch play in the center, read by Holly. Rogers again the center, and Johnson, same result for UD. Rogers knows she has options, and she uses the full repertoire of that arsenal. Diving effort from Signa to keep that one up with the back of her arm. Rogers again to the middle, and Johnson makes it 3 straight center sets that result in kills. 2 for her, 1 for Whitfield Moss, and it's 3-1 Delaware. A nice adjustment here from Kim Lambert and her staff. They clearly saw something between sets. Backline try from Kuntz, and Siemens could not quite hang long enough. And a side out back to the Seawolves. So Tori Henry to serve for Stony Brook. Henry did a good job to get it, but Rogers couldn't put the set exactly where she wanted. It was a tad in front of Hughes, who was trying to avoid the center line violation and could not get it over the net. So tied at 3, Henry back to work for Stony Brook. Off the tape, but Holly was there. Siemens got it through the blocking try of Kuntz, and Delaware regains the lead. So the solid weekend continues for Savannah Siemens. We've talked about her consistency at great length this season. Her entire career just gets better every single season. Her second kill of the match has gone for double digits, 10 of the last 11. Here's Moore, who just keeps filling up the stat sheet. Callie Moore. New Jersey numbers, same old results for the junior from Brooklyn, New York. And we're tied at 4. That one ate up Holly. Rogers tried to come over and get it. Couldn't quite get there in time. And it's 5-4. Stony Brook on top. And another ace. Moore goes back to back. Fourth of the day overall for the Seawolves. And a 2-point Stony Brook edge. What can't Moore do? Wynn going down to get that one. Johnson had it sent back, but on the other side of the net, beg your pardon. And Hens will take it. It's a put away for Kira Johnson. It was a flush block, but it was a little late getting to the net from Lewis, so she put it down on her side. And Hens within one with Seaman surfing. Beautiful effort, fought off by Moore. Backline try, Moore gets it done again. How many times have Moore and Kuntz registered points from that back line? It's a big part of what the Seawolves can do. Wynn takes charge. Johnson. Dug out by Henry. Backline try from Moore. Gillens, touch play. Off balance. Kuntz got a piece, but Henry had already committed on the dive, and Delaware gets the side out back. Nice read from Anna Logan Gillens. That leaping ability, when she can get up that high, gives her time and options, and she used both. Patzos, nice diving play. Johnson able to fight it off from Anderson, and that allows Whitfield Moss to eat in the middle again. So Johnson, nice serve. Patzos fought it off. Henry kept it up. Gillens. Patzos dug it all the way over the net. Gillens again. That one's coming our way. And she just continues to show the full repertoire. She's gone off speed. She's gone power. We've seen the cross-court finish. Not much she can't do. She knows it, too. There is a refreshing confidence when you talk to Anna Logan Gillens. It's not cocky, but she knows she's good, and she has proved it. Stony Brook's youngster is pretty good as well, as that one is put away, and Kuntz will serve for the Seawolves. That was actually the grad senior, though, Campbell. I thought it was Anderson, blocked off from our view where she hit it from. Here's Whitfield Moss, a tad deep, but it was touched at the net. And Delaware will get the point, back up by one. So Lily Rogers, who has a nice job with her serve today. 3 aces already in this match. Anderson, right to Siemens. Gillens again on the descent, forcing the defense committed early and then taking advantage. Watch this. On her way back down and with touch. That is such a difficult combination. So well done from Anna Logan Gillens. Here's Lily Rogers with her team up by 2. Kuntz steps up, gets it off the fingertips of Janae Whitfield Moss, and a much needed side out there for Stony Brook. Siemens for the back line. Hughes couldn't put it away. And the block from Delaware. Whitfield Moss loving it as she celebrates with her teammates. Hughes in perfect position to take away the line. Forced it back to the center. And Whitfield Moss did the rest. Oh, Holly, a great read as she dove to keep it alive. And Siemens, a heady play, puts Delaware up 3. Seawolves need to regroup, but some grit from UD. We saw the power near the net. That time, it was the effort. Holly on the dive. Siemens with the vision, and the Hens up by 3 as we take a break. This is Delaware Volleyball on Flo College. Delaware able to outlast Stony Brook, take the first hit 25-21. We were seesawing back and forth early in the second, but the Hens have momentum, forcing a Stony Brook timeout. A 3-point lead, and Taylor Holly serving for UD. Just a tad deep. Great read from Julia Patsos. Her experience on full display. Patsos family been at this college volleyball thing for a while. Her older sister Cassandra on the team at Iona. Here's Hughes able to put it away. Rayna Hughes, the first-year Blue Hen, continuing to improve and become such an important piece up front for the Hens. Hughes transferring over from Syracuse. Kim Lambert said it was going to take some time, but you can see it coming to fruition for her. That's a tad deep, no touch up front, and Delaware will take the point. And the lead grows to 4 here with Cadence Wynn. Trying to keep things rolling for the Blue Hens. Signa, good first touch. Henry thought she had a chance to catch him napping. It didn't work. Lewis able to overpower Holly. That might have been ricocheted at the net, making life even tougher on the true freshman. Either way, a point for Stony Brook, and the Seawolves back within 3. Holly going down to get that wonderful serve from Henry, and then Delaware miscommunicating on the send over. Holly and Hughes colliding, and Stony Brook within 2. That's the attention to detail we've heard the Hens talk about at great length this season. Siemens goes the opposite way to Hughes, and she's able to get it down. The block try was late getting there, and Delaware up by 3 with Hannah Wright coming on to serve for UD. Right, that burst of energy every time she comes in for the Hens, no matter the role, whether she's in the rotation or just using her serve. Lewis able to find the back corner. Ayanna Pierre-Lewis has had a nice weekend, and Stony Brook back within 2. Siemens had it fought off by Patsos, but over the net. Johnson couldn't put it away. Wright was there for Delaware. And Siemens eats up more. Savannah Siemens, that late commit. You could see more. I'm not sure if she lost vision from the blocking line in front or if Siemens just had her leaning the wrong way. Either way, it works out. Good return of that serve. But the block from Johnson rolled along the tape. Backline try, more. It's the response for Stony Brook. And the Seawolves just keep hanging in there. Down by 2 here in this second set. Feels like a crucial one after losing 3 in a row to close out yesterday. And dropping the first this afternoon. Wynn fights that one off. Gillens airmails it, and a point to Stony Brook. So the Seawolves back within one. Lewis still on serve. She was not someone they turned to in this department very often as a freshman, but worked hard on that part of her game and has moved into the role this year. It's worked out nicely. 2 service aces all of last season, 23 this year. A diving play to keep it up, but Stony Brook unable to get it over, and Hens will take the side out. Kira Johnson, nifty play, and now she will serve. Off the tape again. Kuntz had it ricochet near the net off of Whitfield Moss, who has the same thing happen to her from the blocking line. Anderson had it dug out by Wright. Gillens again! Anna Logan Gillens showing off the power. Moore was in good position, but not much you can do when Anna Logan Gillens has that type of space and is playing downhill. So a timeout called by the Seawolves, trailing by 3 in this second set. They're trying to avoid going down by 2 sets. For Gillens, we talked to her this week. She's always playing volleyball, has such a passion for the sport, and the passion for competition comes from her family. Her brother is going to play football at Wake Forest next year. Her dad played at Clemson. Her mom ran cross country at Benedict College. They are a family that believed in competition. They were always playing. And Anna Logan specifically cited her mother, just the kind of mom that was never going to let her win anything. They said the battles that they would have at their house were epic. They would last forever, but the great part was when it was over, whoever lost, they were salty, but they would congratulate the other. But Gillens had to learn to earn everything early in life. Her mom, who lives down in South Carolina, makes the journey up to see these games just about every other weekend. And if you've ever been to a Delaware volleyball match at the Bob this season, you hear her. And she's not just cheering for her daughter. She is a constant source of encouragement for every single player out there. Fun to listen to. Johnson, almost an ace. Great work by Stony Brook just to get it over. But now an opportunity for Delaware. And again, it's spoiled. Completely out of system are the Seawolves, but they're keeping the rally going. Gillens. Had it read by Henry. Kuntz off the deflection, and Delaware now has to send it over. Another try for Kuntz. That one's long as she tried the cross-court play, and Delaware wins the extended rally. Middle set. Campbell couldn't quite put it away. Bump set from Rogers. And it's fought off by Stony Brook. And Kuntz gets it down. Believe that caught a fingertip near the net. Might caught the tape as well. And the combination works wonders for the Seawolves. Heck, that one off of Whitfield Moss and then the top of the tape. So fate unkind to Delaware, and the Hens lead is down to 3. Gillen's trying to change that. Does with a touch play. More than just a power threat near the net. And a satisfied smile. Oh, the wonderful placement from Anna Logan Gillens. Wet spot on the floor, piece of debris there as well. Patsos came over to get that. Campbell wipes off the floor. Lily Rogers tries to stay in rhythm as she goes to work on serve for UD. Campbell off the shoulder of Gillens. Well done as it goes wide. And Delaware has its lead cut to 3. Gillen's cutting in front of Siemens. Whitfield Moss couldn't quite get it down. Good reflexes by Delaware to keep the point going, and then Gillen's the power, but Patsos, a wonderful day. Whitfield Moss had it sent back. Gillen stumbled, and so didn't get as much on it as she wanted. Sets up more. Touch play, dug out by Seaman. Gillen's got enough as the block goes wide, and again, Delaware just outlasting Stony Brook for a point. So Anna Logan will go off. Holly comes on to serve for the Blue Hens. Henry staggering under it. Got the set to Kuntz, but she got too much of it. And now Delaware 3 points away from a 2-set advantage. Patsos, good first touch. At the net, Whitfield Moss sent it back. Kuntz from the back line into the net. And all of a sudden, the openings just aren't there for those backline tries as Delaware's presence up front, narrowing the windows. And even as good as Moore and Kuntz are, tough to fit it through the tight space every time. Service there from Holly gives Stony Brook a little life here. Down by 5, up against it in the second set. So they have Patsos serving. Rogers goes to Siemens, and that one goes wide. Wasn't exactly the first touch Savannah was looking for. And so Rogers had to set her away from the net. High risk play from Siemens, couldn't quite get it inside the boundary. Much better first touch there from Savannah, but Whitfield Moss into the net. And now the lead down to 3. Good run from Patsos. Can she keep it going? Wynn takes charge. Rogers goes to the far side. Dig goes over. Right back to Hughes. And she puts it away. Well, Lily Rogers just continues to put them on a platter for Delaware. She's got 26 assists for the match. 15 in this set alone. That's the most all season by a Blue Hen. And Delaware blocks it, and the Hens take the second set. Great work at the net. The Hens, the rejection, and they've won 2 in a row today. 5 straight dating back to yesterday, and in position to go for the sweep. A 2-set advantage. They're having some fun over on the Blue Hens sideline, and understandably so. Can't ask for a much better start than this. Back with set 3 in a moment. This is Delaware Volleyball on Flo Collins.
Delaware has made great strides in helping women find gainful employment in the skilled trades, and we've only just begun.
I was a single mother of 2 little ones, and Local 199 had my back. After I got this job, it seemed like my income changed double.
Definitely a lot of opportunities.
Higher wages for women means better lives for Delaware families.
The Delaware Department of Labor. Great opportunities and possibilities await, and here's where you find them.
What is Easter Seals?
What is Easter Seals?
Easter Seals provides services that give children the power to succeed. People with disabilities a place in their community. Seniors and caregivers the support that they need. For over 75 years, Easter Seals Delaware and Maryland's Eastern Shore has been changing lives. We're hiring people who want to change lives. We're hiring people who want to build a better community. Come, join us.
When a loved one faces serious illness, your world can become a labyrinth of choices. But with Delaware Hospice, you're not alone navigating the path. From diagnosis onward, we're at your side with more comprehensive, serious illness care than any other area provider. Our holistic care meets your loved one's physical, emotional, and spiritual needs, often in the comfort of their home. You're not alone. Contact us today.
This is the CAA on Flow Sports.
Attention Blue Hen fans, we're excited to announce that Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen is the official post-game spot for Delaware football.
Bring your UD pride from the stadium and go to any of Grain's 5 locations after the game. Regulars have been enjoying Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen since 2015 for live music, great food, and fun.
And now open, Grain Exchange is across the street from Delaware Stadium with an outdoor bar, stage, live music, and food. Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen is built by Blue Hens for Blue Hens.
Did you know Delaware has beautiful beaches, unique breweries, and outdoor fun for days? It's got a little something for the night owls and the adventurous types. There's plenty of fun for the entire family and no shortage of award-winning date night options. There's endless discoveries in Delaware, and if you play your cards right, you might even get to experience them for yourself. Plan your own adventure at visitdelaware.com.
When it comes to your healthcare, you expect the best. Christiana Care is recognized as one of the world's best hospitals for excellence in quality and safety, outcomes, and patient satisfaction, and is one of the most trusted healthcare brands in the country. So when it comes to your healthcare, trust the best. Expert clinicians, innovative treatment options, compassionate caregivers. And at Christiana Care, we add in something special, love. It's at the heart of everything we do. We are here for you, for the love of your health.
Back at the Bob in Newark, Delaware up 2-0, trying to close in on an 11th win in 14 tries at CAA play this year. The stretch drive is here. Just 4 more matches remaining in the regular season. A 2-match trip next weekend against Hampton, and then we'll close out the home campaign the following weekend. Note the change in day and start time. The 15th and the 16th. That's a Friday, Saturday, as opposed to the usual Saturday, Sunday. And then the CAA tournament the following week. Hence, hope they will not be in action on Thursday. If they win out, they secure at least a share of the regular season title and an opening round bye. A win today, and they are in no worse than a three-way tie for first place. Might be a four-way tie for first place, actually, if Towson wins as well. Hofstra and Charleston already improved to 11-3, completing weekend sweeps yesterday. Stony Brook, we talked about the importance of this game for the Seawolves as they entered play one game clear of 7th place Northeastern at 7-6 in a conference ledger. After yesterday's loss, Kristen Belzing said that she was pleased by the way that they put pressure on Delaware by scrapping, but let them stay in system too much. Got to find a way to get Delaware out of system today. They'll start with a point to start this third set. At times, they've done a pretty good job of that. But you have to give UD credit. They've scrambled pretty well this afternoon. And a service here from Kuntz has us tied at 1 in this third set. Most importantly, Belzing said the offense has to stay in system, and that has not necessarily happened as often as they'd like. And the block going wide at Delaware is trailing 2-1, thanks to the work of the freshman Quinn Anderson. Anderson will sit down. Madison Signa comes on. Remember, Stony Brook still trying to adjust on the fly. They lost Zeta Fuertes to an injury a couple weeks ago. She was an important part of what they were doing, as is Kira Johnson, who just keeps delivering for Delaware. The center has been kind to UD this afternoon. Rogers keeps going that direction. By the way, I cheated her in that second set. What work Lily Rogers was able to do. And she had 17 assists. And Delaware through the block gets another put away. And the Hens, thanks to the ace, I beg your pardon, are leading 3-2. That was Hannah Wright on the ace. So I was trying to look up the stat. The most assists in a set since Esgy Basson-Ronlard 2 years ago for Lily Rogers. Here's Moore, and Wright, who had the ace earlier, digs that one out. Great hustle from Holly. Excellent teamwork from Delaware. Still a chance here for Stony Brook. Holly gets a piece, win on the scramble, and Wright sends it over. Campbell near the net. Holly was there. Siemens can't find the back corner. And a side out to Stony Brook. Great effort, though, from UD. Everybody getting involved. Win, Holly, and Wright especially deserving the credit. Hens did all they could to keep that point going a couple different times. Patzel's going the high and soft route, but Wright read it. Johnson change up. Patzel's able to come in and get it. Backline try for Kuntz, eats up Wright. And Stony Brook has the lead. That one might have caught right in the face. Again, the soft route, that didn't work off the tape. And the Hens will take the point off the surface there. Siemens goes to work for UD. Good first touch from Patzel. Lewis had it blocked back. Patzel sent it over, and Gillens makes her pay. Talk about doing a little bit of everything. Defense right to offense for Anna Logan. Patzel's fighting it off. A good serve from Siemens. More to D. And Delaware by a deuce. Already up 2 sets. Sinking serve, try to go after Patzel. She fights off another. Moore had it deflected near the net. Rogers goes to the middle again. And Johnson couldn't quite get it down thanks to a brilliant effort from Patsos. And Stony Brook makes the most of it. Boy, her coaches and teammates call her J-Pat, and she is putting on a show, but did she get it? And we get our first challenge of the match. Kim Lambert picks up the card and sends the officials over to the monitor to check it out as Kristen Belzung will discuss matters with her team. They really need this call to stay as it is. And it's already up 2 sets. So we're trying to cut the deficit to 1. Now, the culture inside this Stony Brook program is pretty strong. Delaware has magnificent culture, and they have a lot of experience, albeit older players in new roles. Stony Brook has some older players that have been in their roles for multiple years. We talked about the grad seniors, Julia Patsos, Abby Campbell, Tori Henry, and Leonie Kutz have been around so long. As you watch it again, see what they are looking at on the monitor. The coaching staff pointed out our leadership, one of the reasons why. It's also a certain type of kid they're looking for on the recruiting trail. They want youngsters who want to develop both as volleyball players and people. Growth is such a critical part of this program's success over the years, according to the coaching staff. And you have to be open to that type of thing. It's passed down not just from the coaches, but from player to player as well. And the examples are up and down the roster. Julia Patsos waiting her turn at libero, far exceeding everyone's expectations. Abby Campbell changing her role multiple times as she's battled a laundry list of injuries during her career. Heck, Maddie Signa and Mercedes Moten able to fill multiple roles early in their careers as they've been prepared to step in when called upon to injury. And that's one of the reasons why, despite all the moving parts that Stony Brook has dealt with this year, they have entered play this afternoon above 500 in conference action and in the postseason. And they get the call. As it stands, it did catch the hand of one of those pillars of the culture at Stony Brook, Julia Patsos. So it stays a 1-point deficit. Henry serving for the Seawolves. Johnson off balance. Moore got a piece, and that's too many. It was a center line violation anyway. A pick your poison situation for the official. And Delaware back up by 2 with Kira Johnson serving. Well, you can't fault either of these teams for a lack of effort. There have been bodies all over the floor throughout this weekend. They have been scrambling and keeping point after point alive. Henry comes near side to Moore. Nothing right to do. Callie Moore, her 8th put away of the match. You see Wright tried to adjust, but you give Moore that kind of space with her power, forget about it. Off the tape, but Siemens was there. Rogers also using the tape, but Henry spoiled it. Where did Wynn come from? Whitfield Moss, that one did not catch her fingers. It goes wide, and we are tied at 7. Moore back to work on serve. Siemens able to awkwardly fight it off, and that allows Gillens to put it away. There's that attention to detail that we talked about. Wasn't Siemens' best first touch, but she controlled it. That let Rogers have her full options, and she picked wisely as Gillens is feeling it today. A .370 hitting percentage, her 13th kill in this 3rd set. Patsos fighting that one off. Middle set comes right back at Lewis. We saw her use that earlier. The top of the fingertips, and she tries to catch the blocking line. off balance, but Delaware ready that time. I've seen it 3 times now, so I don't think it's a miss. It looks like something she's going for. Here's Rogers. Well done from Moore. And Coons gets it down in front of Siemens. And Stony Brook gets the side out. Here's Lewis. Such a steady presence out there for a youngster. Their numbers really back that up. Really efficient. Not much she could have done about the power of Anna Logan-Gillens. The efficiency continues for Delaware, sophomore from South Carolina. Defense has to stay honest with both Whitfield, Moss, and Gillens ready to go to work. Here's Holly. And Kuntz just inside the line, perfectly placed from Leonie Kuntz. And Stony Brook within a single score. Leonie's mom is from Austria. Her dad from Liechtenstein. That one blocked. Holly, unbelievable. She kept it up, but it goes wide. It was double contact anyway. And Stony Brook draws even. Well, the efforts near the floor to get a piece, unbelievable. Whitfield Moss could not believe it herself. An ace! Perfectly placed from Kuntz. And the Seawolves are up 1. That even brought a smile to her face, and she's been all business this afternoon. Nice response from Raina Hughes. Delaware needed something, and Hughes provides the spark. So Wynn will serve now for UD. Only 7 total sets last year, but an ace this year as the starting libero has turned into such a pivotal part of this Delaware system. Patiently waited her turn, won the battle for the position in summer camp. As Holly goes down to get that in front of Wynn. Siemens had it deflected near the net. And Wynn went to get it, but it was a center line. Oh no, it hit these. At a point. Goes to Stony Brook. Officials seem to be signaling 2 separate things there, so I'm not sure what precisely the call was. Either way, Seawolves get it. Rogers sets the center again, and Johnson pays it off. So Delaware up 1 right. Back at it, serving for UD. Backline try for Kuntz. Boy, she is so consistent. Puts down another. Her uncle was a 3-time Olympian as a cross-country skier. This family can do a little bit of everything. Kuntz can do a little bit of everything on the volleyball court. She'll get another try for the back line. Same result. Leonie Kuntz has the Seawolves back in front. Patsos finds Wynn with the serve. Rogers meeting at the net, got it over. Lewis had it sent back. Boy, beautifully done by Moore. Looked like he was going to have to just send it across, but saw an opening and pounced. So Stony Brook's got the momentum. 2-point advantage, trying to extend this match as they look to force a 4th set. Siemens trying to stem the tide. Might end up with a challenge here as Delaware thought that was a double contact. Holly fights off. One on the middle. And Siemens says, don't worry about it, coach. I'll finish the point here. Hens' entire coaching staff jumped up looking for the 2 signal. But the Hens kept playing, and Delaware ends up with a point here. Siemens serving. Block at the net. Johnson and Gillens were both there. Moore at it, sent back by Rogers. And Stony Brook will take the timeout. Lily Rogers getting involved defensively. And Delaware has drawn even up 2 sets. We'll take a break with the Seawolves. UD looking to go on a run and close things out. This is Delaware Volleyball on Flo Collins. Back in the Bob Carpenter Center in Newark. Delaware answering a Stony Brook run with one of their own. And the Hens have pulled even at 15. They already have taken the first 2 sets. They won the final 3 sets yesterday in a 4-set triumph to improve to 10-3 in conference play. Looking to move into a tie for first place. And Savannah Siemens gets them closer with the ace. Sixth ace of the day for UD. Siemens back at it for Delaware. And Kuntz can't keep it in play. Delaware's run continues. 4 in a row for UD. Patso steps up. Nobody, though, comes in. Finally late. It leads to a send-over. That gives Gillens the opportunity, and she takes advantage again. What a day for Anna Logan. 15 more kills, a 4-14 hitting percentage. Moore ends the run. Huge response for Stony Brook. Back within 2, still time for the Seawolves. Must win set. Rogers near the net, goes to Johnson, and Johnson goes into the net. A center line violation brings Stony Brook within a single score. Hens were a tad off balance there, stumbling. And Johnson, you can see, trying to hold herself back, but couldn't quite do it. Wright handles that return, and Johnson handles the rest. Kara's turn to serve. Delaware up 2. Henry trying to catch Delaware napping. Good job to get a piece from Whitfield Moss. Kuntz off the net. Siemens was there. Gillen, same position. Patsos fights it all. Kuntz has it rejected. Moore got enough. As Siemens could not quite dig it out. Stony Brook within one. By the way, the Seawolves one game clear of Northeastern. The Huskies in action just underway. First set against Towson. And Towson leading 19-16. So certainly something that afterwards Stony Brook will be paying close attention to. Patsos able to fight that off. Backline try, and Moore could not quite get it down thanks to good work from multiple Blue Hens. Kuntz rejected, and Delaware start to close in now. Up 2-5 away. Whitfield, Moss, and Gillens just closing the door. And Stony Brook will take a timeout. We'll catch our breaths. Hens starting to feel it a little bit now. Up by 2, leading by 2 sets. This is Delaware Volleyball on Flo College. Kim Lambert talking to her Delaware Blue Hens team, the defending CAA champions. They are 5 points away from moving back into a tie atop the league ledger. Half game behind Hofstra and Charleston coming into the day. Crowd loving a little Sweet Caroline coming out of the timeout. They've loved the performance of the home team of late as well. Well, the final 3 sets yesterday, first 2 today, and going for the clean sweep for both the weekend and this match. If they can close this set out strong, Rogers to work. And again, the center line violation for Delaware. They have struggled to, from Stony Brook here, and a point goes to Delaware. The initial reaction from Gillens, I thought it may have been caught against the Hens, but that was just an emphatic celebration. So a 3-point lead. Backline touch play, and a great effort from Wynn, but just a better placement from Callie Moore. Stony Brook needed that point in the worst way. Look at that late adjustment. Wynn tried. She saw the opening, actually anticipated it. But Moore just too good on that point. The Austin, Texas native, Lewis. Again, the center pays off for UD. Whitfield Moss from Rogers. No shot for Stony Brook to do anything about it, and Delaware's 3 points away. Holly serve. Patsos, not what she was looking for, and Delaware again, Whitfield Moss. Henry thought about going up, saw who it was against, knew she had no shot. Was hoping it would come to her, it didn't. And then a response from Quinn Anderson, the true freshman, a most needed point for Stony Brook. Side out to the Seawolves, down by 3. late in the third set, already trailing by 2. And Coots, a service air match point for UD. Cadence Wynn serving for win number 11 for Delaware in CAA play. Henry rejected at the net. From the back line, Moore got it off through the block, and we're not done yet. And now the sophomore, Maddie Signa. Battled through injury last year, learned some valuable lessons from it. Comes on in a huge spot. Uses the tape. Hughes finishes it! Sweep for Delaware! And the Hens are back in first place. Raina Hughes right in front of Kuntz, and the Hens are rolling. 6 in a row for UD. They sweep Stony Brook, and they move into a 3-way tie atop the CAA standings. Towson will try to join them as they're in action now. And UD continues to be in control of their own destiny for a share of a CAA regular season title and the all-important bye in the fast-approaching conference tournament. 4 matches left to go, 2 on the road, and then 2 more at home. They're a winner today. That'll do it for us, for our Hens All Access crew of Director Nikki Riegel, Will McCarthy, Dylan Marks, Vivi O'Donnell, and Caleb Flieger. I'm Matt Jenners. Thanks so much for being with us. The Hens win it in straight sets.